The boat. There's octopus flips. There's octopus flips and puppets.
They've realised that Bill don't do tips.
Yeah. Happy? You had fun? You enjoy here? Smile. Don't fly, pigeon. Are you good with us? Pigeon, pigeon, pigeon. Nadia's here. Take this.
Be sure now they're safe.
你们2个人就适合在家里待着。
晒的这个太阳肯定是晒的，到底是什么样的天气啊？
今天风还挺大的。
太阳肯定是晒的。
看这个就明显黄色的太阳。
多数我说开始吹了。
And then the bonfires are going that way.
We're underwater.
看看呀。
是这样开，怎么是这样开？太搞笑了。第一次看到。
Oh, it's video like that.
I don't know, maybe 150 years something. This, isn't it? To catch the naughty criminals. Yeah. On the water. And then
into the arch where the rain doesn't penetrate, and you'll see how dark and dirty it really is. Now through the bridge and to our right hand side, the concrete building with the illuminated sign on the top, the National Theatre. It consists of 3 separate theatres under the same roof. These are the Dorfman, the Littleton and a 1400-seater Olivier, named after the founder, Sir Laurence Olivier. Now this building has been voted by several of the country's leading architects to be the ugliest building to stand in London. Prince Charles, he's very much into his architecture, and he once described the building as looking more like a nuclear power station than a theatre. He said it was the ugliest building he'd ever seen. And let's be brutally honest folks, when it comes to ugly things, Prince Charles knows exactly what he's talking about. Buildings, that is. He doesn't like the ugly buildings. Coming up ahead of us to our left-hand side, you'll see the white ship on the embankment wall with a yellow funnel, the Wellington. At one time she was a sloop belonging to the New Zealand Royal Navy. The Wellington now serves as the only floating livery hall anywhere in the world. She now belongs to the Honourable Company of Master Mariners. And for many years the president of the Master Mariners was the late Duke of Edinburgh, Prince Philip. And I have been told that recently his son Prince Charles has took over. Now very shortly, as we pass the Wellington, behind the ship, it's very difficult to see where the tide's quite high at the moment, but beneath the trees just behind the Wellington, you'll see a stone archway with a figurehead of Father Thames carved into the top. This is the Temple Arch or Temple Gate, and it does officially mark the boundary line between two different cities. The city of Westminster we're just leaving behind us, and the city of London we are just entering. The City of London, one of the smallest capital cities anywhere in the world. It measures a total of just 1 square mile. Now as you can see, we've just come inside the moorings here, and this is just to drop 2 crew members off on their boat. Just ahead of us here, the Royalty, so bear with us just for a few moments and we drop them off and then we continue downriver. Now over here to our left hand side you'll see this very large construction site. And there's quite a number of these on the river at the moment. If you're coming down to Greenwich with us you'll see quite a few of them, and they're all part of the same project. It's called the Thames Tideway Tunnel. What they're doing is they're building a very large new sewer here in London. The old Victorian sewers can no longer cope with the amount of people who live here. When you get a big downpour of rain in London like yesterday, 50 metres beneath the river they're boring this massive great tunnel, big enough to drive a double-decker bus through, and it starts up at Hammersmith in West London, goes all the way down to Bexon in East London. And it's going to take around 10 years to complete at a cost of £5 billion. The Thames Tideway Tunnel. Then ahead of us here we have the Blackfriars Road Bridge. Now just before we go beneath the bridge, if you look to the top of the supports where they resemble church pulpits, that's where the fresh water and the salt water meet, and it makes this part of the Thames brackish. So once through the Blackfriars Road Bridge, you'll see it's very quickly followed by the Blackfriars Railway Bridge. In between the two bridges, either side of the boat, you'll see some old red stone columns. These columns are all that remain of the old St Paul's Railway Bridge. It was the first railway bridge to cross the River Thames. They removed the top half of this bridge away from these old red columns around 45 years ago as it became unsafe. They never took the old red stone supports away for fear of damaging the foundations of the bridges either side. Originally carried Brunel's Invicta Railway across the top of it, and that linked the City of London with the southeast coast. Through the bridges and to the right hand side, the large brown brick building with a tall chimney stack, the old Bankside Power Station.